Hey yo, what is up, guys? Your boy is back with yet another Crown Jewel 2022 review. Feels like just yesterday I did the Crown Jewel 2021 review. Damn, time sure flies, hey? Alright, so starting off the show, we had Brock Lesnar rematching Bobby Lashley here. And I have to say, this match really, it kind of was a little bit disappointing for me because I was really looking forward to see a much bigger match, and I think that's going to happen at day one in Atlanta, Georgia. That'll be the main event of that pay-per-view, is kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen here. And yeah, the match was good, but it definitely, ever since Brock had that match with Goldberg, it really feels like the match with Samoa Joe was a lot like this, and there's been some other ones where it was just kind of like finisher, kick out, and it just that's kind of what these matches sort of feel like now. So yeah, I don't really have that much to say about it. I didn't really like the ending to it. It looked really, really bad with Bobby Lashley having Brock in the Hurt Lock, and then Brock trying to do the Bret Hart, Roddy Piper end, but he just did not get over, and yeah, so it did not look very good. Anyways, Brock was mad over. The people in Saudi Arabia love Brock, so Bobby Lashley was getting boos. So yeah. Moving on to the next match, which I have it here, is Alexa Bliss and Asuka versus Damage Control. And yeah, they're continuing on this feud. They've had a ton of matches on TV. It just feels like they've had multiple matches ever since Bayley's come back, and Io Sky and Dakota Kai have come back to the WWE. It just really feels that way. But yeah, this is a solid tag match here. Alexa Bliss, mad over, like always. Asuka, I really like Asuka, so yeah, we have another, just a solid tag women's match here. Nothing really to ride home about, but, they just had so many of these matches now. It just kind of seems like it's been the same women on Raw for the past 6 months, just seems like, but Nikki Cross got involved at the end, so it's kind of cool. She's ditching the whole Nikki ASH thing and going to this. This seems a lot cooler, and she might be feuding with Alexa Bliss. I haven't really watched all of Raw yet, so again, getting into it. Next up, we had Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross, and this feud just has a lot of Ruthless Aggression era vibes for me. So this feud's a lot like, for me, do both guys look like pro wrestlers? I think I mentioned that they're both over 250 pounds, big, strong, mean dudes who have really unique looks and cool entrances, and yeah, so I'm actually quite a fan of this feud. I liked the match. It just wasn't a great steel cage match. It was just it was just good. It was Drew McIntyre. He gets his win back against Karrion Kross here, so I wonder if they're going to carry on to a third match here at Survivor Series, or where the feud's really going with this. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on SmackDown here. And yeah, so again, a good match here. I actually really like the match, but I like the Extreme Rules strap match a little better. I think it had a little bit more edgy vibes. This was good, but just an undercard match here. And then we go from there to the Judgment Day versus the OC. Now, I watched a match with Gallows and Anderson a few weeks ago. I can't remember. I think they were facing Alpha Academy, but they did not have a very good match that night. And then, but here they performed a lot better. Talked a lot about New Japan in this match from a lot of the announcers and stuff. So yeah, there was that. Finn Balor and AJ Styles had a really cool back and forth in the match. I'm really looking forward to if they have a match at Survivor Series, or what's going to happen with that. And yeah, so again, a lot of these matches they happen a lot on TV, where there's just a million 6-man tag matches. They just seem to happen all the time and a lot. So that's kind of what it is. And yeah, it was just kind of a fine 6-man match. Nothing to really ride home or stand out about this match. It was just kind of there, and not like there, but like it definitely advanced the story. But again, another distraction finish with Rhea Ripley getting involved, and it just seemed like this match just could have happened on TV. Really, it didn't really need to happen on the show, but whatever. Not really here for that. Next up, we have Braun Strowman versus Omos, and this was a sleeper match here. Really good big man match. Omos this is probably one of the best matches he's ever had. And yeah, like I've said before, just because little guys can do a bunch of flips and dives, they can't do things big guys can do. And that power slam Braun Strowman hit on Omos was freaking nuts. Like, when he hit that, I was like, damn, son. And yeah, just a really, really good big man match here. It was pretty short. It wasn't very long, only like 7 minutes. But yeah, they're heavy hitters. So you wouldn't expect it to go that long anyways. But yeah, it was fine for what it was. I'm sure the people in Saudi Arabia really enjoyed just seeing the two big dudes kick the shit out of each other. There's always that awe of dudes who are like 7 feet tall, 300 pounds, kicking each other's ass. It's just entertaining to watch for some reason. It like no matter how good or bad it is, you're just kind of into watching it. Like I remember when I was in middle school, I used to love watching like Kane versus Big Daddy V or Undertaker versus the Great Khali in a Last Man Standing match. There's just something an appeal about some guy being that big and having to figure out a way to slay the beast. So, yeah. So it wasn't actually a bad match at all. I'd actually like to say, hey, if you're into those kind of matches, definitely check it out. Definitely has appeal to it. The Usos versus the Brawling Brutes. This match it didn't really seem like it needed to happen. It lacked any kind of form of drama to like an Usos tag team match where it like really felt like there were the stakes on the line, because it's like they already beat the Brawling Brutes like a couple weeks ago, and then it's like now we get a rematch here. I didn't get to watch the last 2 weeks leading up to this show, so it just seemed really weird. But like obviously I think the Brawling Brutes are heading to a feud with Sheamus are heading into a feud with the War Games here at Survivor Series, so. Yeah, it just kind of seemed like, again, a regular kind of TV match. Didn't really, I think the match on SmackDown they had was much better than this. So, yeah, nothing to really say about it. Bianca Belair versus Bayley. This match kind of struggled in a sense that Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns already happened this year, and it just seemed like they were trying to do like the women's version of that in a way. And it's not that it was a bad match. They definitely had a really good match here. It was just, that's really what it kind of felt like. Like, oh, we have to kind of like somehow try and top the best match of the year, essentially. Because it had the golf cart, which kind of didn't really come off all that well. It kind of came off sort of stupid. But the steel step spots with Bayley trapping Bianca Belair in there was really cool. I actually like the ending with the KOD and then trapping Bayley under the ladder. And it even kind of worked the big KOD onto the chair, and it hit Bayley's knee, which was getting kind of worked over in the match, so it really worked into the end there. So yeah, just a solid match here from Bianca Belair. So just a good women's title match there. I know a lot of people on the internet really liked it, and yeah, I can see why. There's some entertainment value in it. However, it wasn't like, I don't think it was like much to really write home about. It was a good match, just, yeah. Main event time. So as you all know, I don't like Logan Paul, so there probably wasn't much fanfare for me going into the show a lot, because Logan Paul was the drawing factor in the main event with Roman Reigns. And I have to say, the more I thought about this match, I should start. I'm going to give Logan Paul a lot of credit. He definitely is a great athlete, and he definitely is a lot better than a lot of people at this pro wrestling thing, and who've just come into it. But I wouldn't say it's all that hard when they have a developmental system. He's a good athlete. He's in there with Roman Reigns, so it's like there's a lot of benefiting factors for him there, and especially just because of who his name value is, he gets going to get preferential treatment, if that makes any sense. So now that I pray, Logan Paul hit an awesome buckshot lariat. His splash looked just amazing. So there's a lot to like about this match. Until I kind of thought about something. Think about the ending of this match. Next thing you know, Logan Paul hits the splash on Roman Reigns. It was really like formula. Like Roman Reigns, he has the early advantage. He's much better. Logan Paul has a flurry of offense. The Usos come out at some point to get involved. Jake Paul comes out, fights off the Usos. Solo Sikoa comes out as a stare down with Jake Paul. And yeah, this is where everything kind of falls apart. You're telling me Roman Reigns needs all this help just to get a victory over Logan Paul, a dude with 2 matches. Really? The guy beat Brock Lesnar, every other freaking pro wrestler. He beat Drew McIntyre, he beat Riddle, he beat all these guys with all these experience in matches. It took him freaking a distraction win to spear Logan Paul to beat him, with Jake Paul and all the cronies and the Usos and Bloodline coming out to help him get this victory. Yeah, I really, really don't like that very much. I think it makes Roman Reigns look pretty bad, if you ask me, and that's kind of what ended up happening here. And yeah, so what I think should have happened was I think Sheamus should have, like, Roman should have just been dominating Logan Paul majority of the match. Logan Paul has his little flurry and his little moment, oh, he could win, and then Roman Reigns ultimately hits him with like 3 spears, chokes him out, completely just dominates him for like the last 3-4 minutes of the match. It should only have been like 12 to 15 minutes. And then he starts beating down on Logan Paul. Jake Paul and his cronies hit the scene, and they start attacking Roman Reigns. The Bloodline come out, and so they have like their whole little scrap going on, sort of, but they start getting beaten down and overwhelmed by the Bloodline. And then finally, Sheamus makes his return with the Brawling Brutes. They come out, setting up the Survivor Series, setting up a match between Sheamus and Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. That's what I think should have happened here. That's not what happened. But oh well, it was what it was. And yeah, so my overall thoughts on the show was it was a very average not like average, it was kind of like a below average pay-per-view from WWE, especially from the ones we have been getting. I think we've gotten some really good pay-per-views over the past year, so this one just kind of falls on the latter end. It was just kind of there. Not a lot of like super memorable matches. It was just kind of a goodish show. I don't know how to describe it. There was nothing like terrible, but nothing like amazingly stand out to like, oh, you have to check this out. And this just really added that special feeling to the show. And that's really all I have to say about it. I kind of like a bit of a thumbs in. Like it's like it wasn't terrible. It just wasn't great. So it was just kind of like there. Yeah, some good entertainment. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm going to be up with a Raw review, a SmackDown review this week. And yeah, some more vlogs I got coming up. Yeah, so I actually got a lot of stuff coming up the pipeline for you guys. Stay tuned. Peace out.